Hey there, folks. Today, as per usual, I will be talking about something that I'm watching on Netflix. In this case, it's a documentary on cities and ways people are updating the city. See, we have been living essentially the same way since about 1950. So, 64 years, probably 65. And, of course, when I say we, I mean, citizens of industrialized societies, the top 2 billion. And, the way we live now was a marvelous improvement over the agrarian and semi-agrarian life of the 19th century. But it's due for an update. Arguably, a lot of modern life's little drags on the public happiness are due to design flaws in this lifestyle. Now, as always with urban design, it's a reactionary thing. You build the best city you can, and then see what goes wrong, and then eventually the city, as a living organism, adapts. People who have to commute for an hour and a half every day each way to get to their jobs, and that's because the real estate near their jobs is way too expensive for them, and they have to go way out towards the edge of the city to find anything they can afford. That's just madness. That's just taking a huge amount of people's lives. And the fact that we're all still living with the after effects of the modernist era, and that the urban environments tend to be very austere, blank. Towers of shiny windows and not much that's soft, gentle, human, pleasant. All very harsh and flat and, quite frankly, nasty a lot of the time. And so, the people in this documentary they want to upgrade that, and what they're mostly talking about is taking parts of busy cities and turning them into pedestrian-only areas. So, taking, say 4 blocks of your downtown core, closing it off to all traffic, putting up stuff that makes it literally physically impossible for a car to get through, so you don't get idiots going, "Oh, look, what a neat looking street. Wow, there's an awful lot of people on it." Anyway, I support this idea, even though it would probably be a little disadvantageous to me personally, because, well, if it's a pedestrian area, that involves a fair bit of walking. But I've thought about it, and the thing is, if it's 4 blocks, or even if it's, a 4 block by 4 block square, I can manage that. I can wander around that. Especially if it's designed to be, pedestrian-friendly surfaces and things like that. And the thing is, a lot of cities are giving this a shot around the world, like Copenhagen, and it seems to really work out. Simply by not making people live with cars, the area becomes a lot more friendly and relaxed. When you take cars out of the equation and have an area entirely designed for people on foot, then you don't have traffic noise, you don't have exhaust fumes, and most importantly, you don't have thousands of pounds of plastic and steel hurtling at fatal speeds at practically the end of your elbow. I think all those three factors combined alone just make it more relaxing. And in Copenhagen, they found that people have taken to these little outdoor cafe-type places, and there's just hundreds of them, and people basically go there after work to hang out, and it kind of becomes their living room. That sounds pretty neat to me, actually. I don't know if I'd ever go for that, but it seems like an improvement. And I think it's worth experimenting with taking the assumption that everything has to be built around the car out of things and looking at other ways of living. Obviously, you could never have an entire city with no cars. Not yet, anyway. Unless we, I don't know, transport everything by some kind of underground pneumatic tube. But making these areas seems like a really interesting thing to do. And it seems to make people happy. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Well, those are my thoughts for today, folks. I will talk to you again tomorrow.